I am live, though I'm not quite sure. I'm from a new location right now, because the old location is taken. So let's see. Okay, but not sure. He's still working on the monitor. Okay. Okay. So I'll do this old school for now. I usually am not like this. Usually it's in a different place. This is interesting. Who's here? Who's here? Hello, hello. No monitor today, at least not for now. Kyle, how's it? Well, things are good. The week is off to a good start as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to try and get, come on, trying to get a different monitor working. How are you, Kyle? Hello, Ella. How are you? How are you? Okay. YouTube. This is taking time. No, come on. Okay. Shalom. Hello, Bloodnose. Hello. I didn't have a lot of time to prep, and I did want to go live and not delay it. So I'm slumming it here with a computer I barely use. Okay, hang on. I'll find myself on here yet. And I'll put this down and I'll be able to do it properly. Okay. Oh, whoops. No. It's coming. It's gonna happen. Okay, so here I am. And I'm there. Cool. Now It's gonna happen. Wait. Here, I can mute myself. Over here. Okay, so here. There. And now I'll put this here. Okay. Hello. Yes, I did. I am. Okay. Wait, move. Move. I need the... Yes, but you're downstairs. That's why I'm here. Okay. I have to ask about slingy. Okay. Okay. There. Good. Hang on. Getting in position. Okay. So, Kyle says, I have to ask about sling usage in the Gaza war. I hear it happens. UT can't find good information, but can't find good information about it. Wait, I need water. Hang on, give me a second. Okay. I don't know much about sling usage either. Not the, not the regular single individual one, and not those catapult trebuchet-like things. Don't know anything about it. I do know that sling usage, it throws me back to, let's say, the first and second Intifada. I don't know how much is going on in this war. Autocorrect, my beloved frenemy. Yes, indeed. I haven't used autocorrect in a very long time. Shalom, everyone, said Sinizer. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to try and open up another tab here and get to the chat from... I don't know, I guess I'll go for Monday. Hang on a second. We'll make this happen yet. Unless, does anyone have a topic in mind right now that they would want to just go with? Anything to do with religion, spirituality, self-development. Share where you're from. What are you doing? How are you doing? Bloodnose says David used a sling to defeat the giant Goliath. Yes, Kela David. And Kela David is one of the one layer past the Iron Dome. Kela David is deployed, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not sure the nature of the what am I? It's an intercept missile, if I'm not mistaken, or rocket. But I don't know any more about it. Kela David, the sling of David. I also hear Israeli special forces use it, and they spin it in a type of infinite pattern. Well, you've heard a lot more about it than I have. So, you say you also hear it. Pray tell, what else have you heard about the sling usage by IDF? Now, do you mean also, as in both sides are using slings? I'm assuming that's what that means. Yesod, said Ella. 80. Pay. 80 pay. Yesod. Yes. That's the Gematria. So, what is the connection, in your opinion, Ella, between the Yesod and the pay? Yes, BMXers ask the very same question. What about Yesod? BMXers also said, I wanted to watch The Office again, but I decided to watch this. Hey, BMXers, I appreciate the vote of confidence. It'll be on later. Go laugh. You know what I'm saying? ותהי עוד המלחמה בנוב עם פלישתים, ויח אלחנן בן יערי הורגים בית הלחמי את גוליית הגיתי ועץ חניתו כמלוא הורגים. Yes, that is correct. It is, because of that, a dispute, at least among, well, I don't know among who, but it is a difference of opinion regarding the killer of Goliath of Gat. There's the story in Samuel where David shows up, and he's only supposed to be checking up on his brothers. He's not supposed to be part of the war. Meanwhile, Shaul is there. What are we going to do about this guy, Goliath, who's been coming in every morning and every evening and challenging the Israeli encampment? You send one guy, we send one guy, and whoever wins shall win the war. David shows up. Who's this dude? And the rest is history, or not history, depending how you choose to look at it. So yes, Elchanan ben Ya'ari, Beit Halachmi, also of Beit Lechem. I have no horse in this race. Speaking of pay, says Yodidiao. Kyle Governor says, yes, both sides are utilizing and apparently some lob grenades with it. Well, that makes sense. Yodidiahu, Torah shebe'al peh. Yes, peh. I can always watch it on Netflix later. Well, good. It's lovely to have you here as always. If at any point you leave, BMXers, I won't take offense. Torah, that Baal is here. What does that mean? Oh, pardon me. והסירותי את שמות הבעלים מפיה ולא יזכרו עוד בשמם. Right. ביום ההוא לא תקראיני בעלי אלא אישי. Right, you won't call me Baali. You would call me, right, Baal. You'd call me Ishi, my man. BMXer says, by the way, I can't wait to watch the new Sonic movie in December. Is it Sonic 3? I think it's a third one already. I didn't see 1 or 2. I saw bits and pieces. Trial by combat. I miss the good old days. Trial by combat, meaning trying out different weapons and things, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's the place to do it. You can have conjecture or hypothesis, or I don't know what, and until it's in the field, sometimes you don't know. There's a Hebrew phrase, Ein chacham keva'al nisayon. There is no wise man like an experienced man. In Genesis says, Ela, God breathed life into man, pei, hey. Into man, pei, oh, pei. He also spoke everything into being, pei, with the mouth, pei. Vayipach be'apav nishmat chayim. So it's a mouth, is what you're saying? A sort of revelation of a divine mouth? Whose pay is it? Because it doesn't say vayipach bepiv nishmat chayim. It says be'apav, the nose. So are you speaking, Ella, of a kind of divine revelation of the mouth? Smith, Shavua Tov U'Mevorach, a blessed new week, a blessed good week. Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel lives. Hi, Smith, nice to have you here again. Spoke everything into being. Yes, divine speech. Bloodnose says Michelangelo made David's hands too big. And is that intentional? I don't know much about the statue or of the artist. Is Michelangelo's David King David? Somehow I never made the connection. Yes, he's literally carrying the sling with him in the sculpture. Yes, it's 3, says BMXers. The statue is holding the sling, right, Bloodnose, yeah. Sonic sucked the first one, never watched the second, says Sneezer. Higgy, hey you cute. Shame I'm only 16, I don't mind if you doesn't. Oh, Higgy, I am spoken for, but I do appreciate a forward advance. It's nice to take a leap in this digital age and profess feelings like this in such an open and forum. Shebe'al, no, well, it's not Baal, it's Be'al. It's a different nikud, which changes the, right, that is with, shebe, that is in, oral speech, or oral teaching, oral law. No trial by combat, referring to let a one-on-one decide truth. God decides this winner. Trial by referring to let a one-on-one decide. You mean purely in the sense of the territories, Palestine, whatever you want to call it, the Gazans and the people of the West Bank versus Israel, no outside help, one-on-one? Are you talking about fairness in that? Or when you say trial by combat, do you mean no allies, one-on-one? Am I understanding you correctly? Somehow, I think I might be screwing that up. I'm embarrassed I didn't know the statue. Well, there's so many things that we don't know. There's more of what we don't know than what we do know. Wait, hang on a second. Okay. BMXers says, I think the super Saiyan idea came from supersonic. If you look at it closely, their hair also looks the same. Super Saiyan? What am I not understanding here? Vibration, says Ella. Yes, vibration. I agree. That yehi-or, that yod, that tip of the yod, that vibration is still echoing. Higgy sounds like a hunter. Higgle or Higgy? Is it Higgle or Higgy? Higgle. Higgle? Let's go with Higgle. Sneezer, not 1, not 2, neither count thy 5. 3 shall be the number of thy counting. Okay, that's Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I think I only saw once or twice. Maybe twice. I'm more of a fan of Life of Brian and the Meaning of Life. But it could very well be that I will grow to love Holy Grail more over the years. Who knows? Ella says, mouth makes sound, vibration, movement. It's why in every religion we sing. What a lovely connection, and thank you for making it. The mouth is closely associated with Malchut, with the divine feminine presence. And that which came into being and became this physical universe, right? That was there in Malchut, this world. And that mouth that spoke, that revelation of a divine mouth that spoke being into existence, that revelation of a divine mouth, if you will, that put that divine spark, that divine breath in the human being. That's still definitely echoing, and in every religion we sing is a lovely way of looking about it. They say, our sages say, that the hall of the nigun, the hall of the melody, of the singing, of the song, is very, very close to the hall of repentance, the hall of atonement, the hall of tshuva, of returning. With music, with nigunim, melodies, you can get very, very, very high. And some people, I know that Rabbi Nachman and many others say that a Hebrew man or woman ought not to listen to a minstrel or singer who is not kosher, or who sings of, let's say, unkosher things. I When I must have been 18 or 19, and I was in yeshiva, my first year in yeshiva. And the head rabbi there, who later, a few years later, was the one who married me and my good woman, he said that he used to listen to a lot of good music. He himself is a musician. He plays the keyboards. And he said that he was very much into progressive rock and the different 60s and 70s bands. Then one day, while he was in his process of tshuva, he was a secular man and he became religious. And in his process of returning to Torah, commandments, and covenant, he said there was one point where he walked into his room and put a Yes album on the turntable and put on that needle, and he didn't feel anything anymore. And he decided then that that music is no longer for him. He decided to focus more on kosher music, and he continues to make kosher music, to put a technical word to it, to this day. He's also an author. And that idea of the of disconnecting from that secular Eastern and Western music, whatever the case may be. I thought to myself when he told that story that he would just put that Yes record on and he just didn't feel anything. And I said to myself, I definitely want to be more into spirituality and my faith and explore just exactly what I can be, if I'm really me. But I don't think I would always want to put a Yes record on and feel that awe and that wonder at the music that they made, to give an example of one band. And it's been 23 years since he told me that story. And it hasn't happened yet. But who knows? Kyle Govender said during the days of the Roman Empire, there was a type of champion warfare that took place where the best of both sides challenged each other. Example, David v. Goliath. The Arabs would try it with Romans. Is it also Troy? No, not Troy. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? Not Achilles. Is it Achilles? I think it happened with Achilles, right? Where there was a challenge, a one-on-one with Achilles. If I'm not mistaken. No denying it, baby, says Yodidio. Sneezer is said to be MX. Mockest thou the Holy Land? Grende? Grende? Well, whoops, the chat just jumped. Oh, no, it didn't. Bong. James Bong is in the house. Hello, shalom, James. Shalom, y'all, he says. That culture spread to Europe with Christianity. The culture of the one-on-one, says Kyle. Yeah. The winner proven right. Has to be one-on-one. Yes, but do you mean individuals? Do you mean battling armies or factions? Fractions? Whatever the... Factions. Dragon Ball Z, says BMXers. I've never watched it. Never watched it. Yotidiao says, did you know Esau and Yaakov were 15 years old when Esau sold his birthright? Esau just came in from killing Nimrod. Yeah, that's Midrash. That's right. Gibor Chayil. You recognized Shenron and Piccolo the other night. I don't recall recognizing it. I've never seen it. Mr. Dreadlocks is talking about anime and has a hilariously wrong take, says Kyle. Well, I don't know the first thing about anime at all. I know that I've watched... The only one that I've watched all the way through is, well, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think that's the only anime series. I've watched a few full-length features and mainstream things, nothing too esoteric. And I think I only saw Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I started watching Korra, but I tuned out after the first season, and I've always debated with myself every now and then when should I go back and give Korra a shot? Because what if it gets really good? Maybe I will someday. Avatar: The Last Airbender is such a good show. Such a good show. Wow, it really hits you right here. Life of Brian was good. I've only watched Holy Grail upwards of 100 times. Wow, you've watched Holy Grail upwards of 100 times. Well, my good man. And Avraham just died, so Yaakov was preparing the red stuff for mourning. Yeah, I mentioned that midrash the other night. But Yaakov was mourning over how Esau will get the blessing. Again, yeah, the midrash. Kyle, why? Asks BMXers. Caesar says, all I know is during my enlightenment, before reliving as everyone says, was an eternal hell of lamb chops. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. During your enlightenment, before reliving, eternal hell? 100 times, huh? Kyle says to BMXers, because it is backwards, the people behind Sonic were inspired by Dragon Ball. Okay, so is this what you're saying in connection with Sonic? Okay, that makes sense. Achilles, yes, Achilles. So I was right, haha. I can see through you. See your true color. Oh, what is it? It's not true colors, is it? I see your true colors. I know, I don't think that's what it is. Okay. It was mostly a Middle Eastern thing, right? So the one-on-one. Yes, Achilles was the champion of Troy. Ah, look at that. I even got Troy correct. Look at that. I think may have been the invading champion. Back then, all armies had a champion so that the armies could do a trial by combat instead of battle. You know, that's one way of settling it. That's putting all your eggs in that basket, boy. Sneezer says in parentheses, God decides which of the champions and thus armies win. God decides which of the champions and thus armies wins. By God decide, do you mean that this was sort of the idea of the two opposing forces? They both said God is on their side and thus we will win? Champions basically demanded whatever pay they desired. Well, that's a hell of a lot of a responsibility on your shoulders. So yeah, I can understand that. You know, you offer something, someone's willing to pay for it, you have yourself a deal, good man. Metallica Unforgiven 2. So I don't know the lyrics to Unforgiven 2 or 3. I only know the lyrics to Unforgiven 1. Or Unforgiven. Or The Unforgiven. I take this key and bury it in you because you're unforgiven too. Bong, James Bong. Some people starting singing not knowing what it is, they'll continue on forever just because this is the song that doesn't end. BMXer says that now, I didn't grow up with lamb chops being an Israeli kid. I watched it later on, I think with my youngest brother. By that time, cable and stuff, and I think we had lamb chops. And I got to know that song. And my mother was like, oh, lamb chops. If I'm not mistaken. Because hasn't she been around since the 70s? Maybe possibly the 60s? Late 60s? I don't recall. Kyle, I actually said think DBZ Super Saiyan's look. DBZ's Super Saiyan's look was inspired by Supersonic. Okay. I don't know what to say to that, so you're not saying it to me, you're saying it to Kyle. But I'd love to learn more, so please enlighten me about the different things. What is, or who is DBZ and Super Saiyans? Bonga, now I got you started. Bong, now I got you started. BMXer says, HN, I said DBZ and you didn't know what it stands for, but then saw those names and then you did. Oh, I'm sorry, DBZ again, Dragon Ball Z. I'm so not used to it being an acronym that it really isn't the association for me. Okay? I'm that loose with it. 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, not my childhood, but I think it played. I was just too mature. Yes, Dragon Ball Z. After my childhood, whoops, caps. Hey, have we reached the end of this chat? I think we reached the end of this chat. And I can't chat back right now. I'm the monitor. Never mind. I'm here now. If I want, I can chat from the telephone. But okay. Ooh, it is 9:28. So now I'm going to go downstairs. No, maybe I'll stay here. Should I stay here for now? Should I? Yes. This one I will cut short. I reached the end of the chat. I'll cut this one short. Let's have a wonderful night. God willing. See you tomorrow. And now I'm having second thoughts. No, my initial thought is spot on. Good night. See you tomorrow.